Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome. My name is Eliza, and I'm Tricycle Special Projects Editor. We began these sessions this past spring in response to the coronavirus pandemic as a forum to speaking to this moment that we're living in and practicing with all the challenges that we're facing. So in that spirit, we'd like to start by acknowledging the pain around the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and others, the shooting of Jacob Blake, and the continued fight for racial justice in the United States that is on many of our hearts and minds at this time. Our guest today is Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. He is the founder and spiritual director of Lingzhengpa International. Recognized as one of the few Bon masters now living in the West, he is known for his clear, engaging style and his ability to bring the ancient Tibetan teachings into a contemporary format that is relevant for Westerners. So today, Rinpoche will be offering a short Dharma talk, leading a guided meditation practice, and answering your questions. Rinpoche is also this month's Tricycle Dharma Talk teacher, and it was my pleasure to work with him on his series, which is titled Concern Without Panic. I highly recommend that you watch it. So I'm going to put that link in the chat box in a moment. And we are on a Zoom webinar. So for those of you who aren't familiar, your audio and video are turned off. We're recording this session for anyone who can't attend live, and you can view the recording as well as the schedule for our upcoming sessions at tricycle.org/live, where you can also make a donation to support these free offerings. I'm going to put those two links in the chat right now. And as I mentioned, at the end of today's session, there'll be an opportunity for Q&A. So to do that, please use the Q&A panel that should be accessible towards the bottom of your Zoom video screen. If you're on Facebook Live, you can leave a comment. We'll get to as many questions as we can towards the end of the hour-long call. So thank you so much, Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche, for being with us today. We really appreciate it, and I'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm very honored to invited by Tricycle Foundation. And also thank you, Eliza, for coordinating this event. So I will start with a short meditation. So please join me. Just bring your full attention, your awareness to this present moment in your place. Bring the full awareness in your body, feel the stillness. Bring the awareness in your speech. Feel the silence. Bring the awareness in your heart. Feel spaciousness. allow your body, speech, mind to fully rest in the stillness, silence, and spaciousness. Any effort you feel, just breathe it out for a moment. Okay. So welcome everybody. I'm once again very honored to be invited here to join this session with all of you. Seems like many people have attended. I'm very much looking forward for this session. So today's topic is primarily how to deal with the fear and how to deal with the fear and uncertainty during this pandemic. And of course, just during this pandemic, it's happened to be a very specific, very global, challenging situation for us, for all of us, in terms of the health, economy, social injustice, racial tensions. Many events are happening simultaneously, very uncertain moment to us. But the deeper sense of fear is not only during this time, it's always there and deep in us. And what is deep in us, it always needs a trigger, a moment, some reason, good reason, or a good reason that what we think is a good reason to it to come out. So I just wanted to say that whoever, this particular moment, we all feel that. I mean, I personally, during this last number of months here, being at home, and definitely there are moments I feel very blessed. I call it's a global retreat, personal retreat, family retreat, opportunity that we have been asking. We did not have. The virus provides this a lot of free time to work on ourselves, work with loved ones. And but on the other hand, you do feel sometimes you feel a little down, a little bit, sad, a little bit frustrating, and we all feel that. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to work with that. Generally, the fear, when we think about fear is unknown. Fear of unknown, fear of really, like in some sense, unknown, not in a general sense unknown. I think the fear is unknown aspect of ourself, not knowing ourselves who we are, and not knowing. When we don't know ourselves who we are, then we project that out, not knowing other people, not knowing situations. This not knowing then becomes many aspect of our life. And also the fear is also a fear of changes, fear of uncertainty, fear of losing control. Many things, silly things. Sometimes in our life, we tend to control so much that as we think we have control over everything, but we do not have a control over everything. So fear of death, and particularly I think fear of changes. So all this fear is in us, but this fear we are only able to be free from this fear moment we acknowledge it exists in us, moment we go closer to us, moment we connect with that fear, moment we, I call it, give a spacious, luminous, warm hug to that fear, moment we shake hand with the fear, moment we smile at fear, moment we are able to sit and confront fear, then the only time the fear is able to overcome, we are able to overcome our fear. For example, yesterday night I was sitting outside and in the garden, and then the moment the light came up in the garden, where the solar, how the solar charger, when the dark comes, then the light comes up. when you put your hand there and the light comes up. So it made me think about this is exactly what it is. In our life, one thing we are so good at doing is avoiding our deep fear, avoiding our inner wound, avoiding our challenging feelings and emotions, avoiding our conflicted circumstances, situations in our life. We are very good at avoiding things. Avoiding is another way of disconnecting with the truth, reality, what is our true feeling. And when we disconnect, the healing does not take place, freedom does not take place, and we cannot never overcome our fear. So the fear has so much to do with acknowledging. So the moment you see, feel, connect with the darkness of fear, the light illuminates, like in the garden. Moment that device touches the darkness, connects with the darkness, and it knows to illuminate the light and show surrounding. And until that device is touched, or until it senses the darkness, it does not illuminate. It stays continuously dark. So the same way in our own life, there is no way to overcome or heal our inner wound, overcome our fear, whatever is happening in your life. So I wanted to, as I'm speaking, I would like all of us to pay a little closer attention to our own very life that we are living right now, this moment. Because we all are living very different life from each other. We share a lot, but we have a unique experiences of a life. And particularly during this pandemic, clearly, we all have different experiences of life. Some people are doing pretty well. Some people are horrifying with that. Some people are getting sick. Some people are dying. Some people are not able to cope, with the health and really feeling being prisoned inside. Or some people are feeling a lot of energy and creativity and possibility. We are all feeling different challenges. So I would like all of us just to look at in yourself for a moment. What this moment trigger in you? Deep, untouched wounds, fears, sadness, anger, frustration, all these emotions that you are feeling, that you have been feeling, maybe you are feeling right now. These feelings are real. These feelings are door. These feelings are breathing, are taking a moment to breathe from your system. So then one thing is most important thing is to fully be aware of these feelings and not reject them. It's like imagine you have a friend who fell down on the floor and is almost seems like dying of heart attack or something like that. And then you're right there trying to help. And suddenly it looks like a dead. And then you're trying to be there and trying to help. And suddenly you begin to see it's breathing and it's opening eye. And the moment you see that, what will make you feel? You will be happy it's breathing because you know your friend is alive. Same way, when these expressions of emotions, anytime when we feel it, you should be happy because you're alive and these wounds are breathing and you're open enough, they're breathing. You're open enough, you're feeling it. You're open enough, they're expressing it. You should be very joyful the moment you feel these emotions or even your fear. That means that very moment, the connection and the joy of encountering your fear is the light, is the light of awareness. It's illuminated by sensing the darkness of fear. That's exactly what is happening in that very moment. So it's really important that able to relate to our wound and fear and anxiety like that. That what it means is, if you look average in our life, people, first thing, anytime when people ask me as a teacher a question, they would say something like, oh, I'm feeling so much fear, or I'm feeling so much angry, or I'm feeling this and that. And what they're really saying, I'm not supposed to feel anger. I'm supposed to feel peace and loving, but I'm feeling anger, something wrong with me. Somebody is triggering me, something wrong in the situation. You immediately have, you're looking these emotions and your own feelings as something wrong in them, fundamentally something wrong in them. That's why sometimes people ask questions. That's why sometimes people are trying to run away. That's why people trying to suppress it down. That's why people trying to avoid the topic of discussion, because they think something wrong. So that relationship, all your emotions and feelings, like a fear, whatever you're feeling, it's a wonderful thing. You're alive. And what they really need is the connection from your awareness. What they really need is the connection and your awareness. So when you bring your connection and awareness to that, it's where you are bringing the light to these darkness of wounds and fear. So that is what is happening. So that's how exactly I wanted to lead meditation. So right now, we will start a short meditation and working exactly on these, the way I have explained. And then afterward, we will have some opportunity to ask some questions, okay? So bring your full attention as before to this moment. To this place. And be fully aware of any efforts you feel in your body. Be aware of that. Just take few deep breathings. Let your body fully rest in the stillness. Be aware of your throat. Be aware of any tension, any effort. Be aware of all the efforts in argument, discussions. Allow your throat, speech, these inner voices to rest fully in inner silence. Now bring your attention to your chest area, the heart chakra. In your heart, be fully aware of any deep wounded pain, tensions, effort. Breathe it out deep, breathe from your heart and breathe it out, these tensions, as you're breathing from your heart. By breathing out, you're clearing these wounds, fear, tensions, efforts. By being aware of your heart, it's illuminating, bringing the light of awareness to these locations and these emotions. And this awareness of the light is the medicine and the healing. Don't try to rest too hard, but allow to rest. Deep, restful state is our natural state. Effort is disconnecting from that natural state. So don't try to do anything, but be aware of the stillness in your body, silence in your speech, the spaciousness in your heart. So rest in this inner sacred space in your heart, like a child resting in the loving arms of mother. You are that child, that inner unbounded sacred space is that mother. So child is resting in that sacred space without any effort. As a child is feeling connection to the mother. Child is feeling protected by the mother. Child is feeling loved by the mother. Child is feeling safe. Child is feeling at home. And deep connection. And that simply all these feelings are there in the child because there is a trust and there is a connection to the mother. Infinite quality or healing quality child is experiencing every given moment, different energy, different emotions are rising in the child to help to grow, to nourish, because simply that trust and that connection to the mother. So feel that trust and connection to the inner sacred space. So not only feel the connection, but feel all this quality, feeling strong, feeling protected, feeling loved, feeling peace. That's what the child is feeling. Now, as you feel more grounded, connected, more strong, now bring your clear, open attention into your own life, into your own life that you are experiencing this very moment during this pandemic time. Be brave, be genuine, be open, and be grateful to be able to bring the light into the darkness. So all this, what you're feeling, be grateful what you're feeling, because it's a sign that you are alive. It's a sign that you are breathing. It's a sign that these emotions are breathing. The only thing required is your attention, your awareness, your connection. That is the beginning of healing. So be aware of it. Joyfully aware of all the, even sadness. You can be joyfully aware of the sadness, and that joyful awareness of the sadness transform the sadness into the joy. And just be aware that these experiences are happening also because you're feeling disconnected. You're not living in this precious moment, in this present moment, what I call it, the temple of present moment, which is the source of all goodness, source of healing. Be aware of maybe you're living in the past, pre-pandemic. You're living in 2019 instead of living 2020. You're always comparing without even being aware of. And as a result of comparing, you're always seeing all the things, what is lacking in the present moment, instead of seeing what is valuable in this present moment. Recognize patterns in which you are able to produce these pain, just bringing awareness there. And whatever emotion that you're feeling or you have been feeling last few days, few weeks, few months, either it's a fear, anger, confusion, all of these emotions are deeply rooted in you. It's your pain, inner pain, pain identity. The only reason why your pain identity is giving birth to all this emotion is because it's the pain identity is not being acknowledged, not being noticed, not being seen. not being connected. So recognize that I'm anger. Who? This pain in me. I'm fearful. Who? My pain identity. I feel lost. Who? Deep inside my pain identity, the sense of I is feeling lost. Sense of I is feeling scattered, disappointed, angry. Just peacefully, gently go closer and closer and closer to see and connect with that pain identity deep inside I. And recognize this pain identity, it's in pain. It's in need. And we have been running away, avoiding, suppressing it, changing the stories for all these years, months, days, instead of coming right to the root of recognizing and bringing the light of awareness in where the pain and the darkness of this pain identity is. So the moment you're fully aware of this pain identity, this fear, this wound, and feel sense of empathy, compassion, care, kindness to this pain, particularly for so long you have been avoiding it. Just feel that. So many times lost the opportunity to heal. Be aware of that. Feel that empathy, feel that deep sense of care, connection to this fear, which is connected to pain identity, just afraid. And allow whatever the emotions arising, like tears. It's like a lost child re-encounters the mother. There is a joy. There is a tears of joy. There is a deep sense of connection, feeling of connection. Caring, just feel that. As you feel the deep sense of empathy, caring, and then give this a sense of what I call spacious, luminous, warm hug. Spacious means being completely open. Luminous means feeling completely connected. Warmth means deep sense of care and kindness. Another word, bring a sense of smile to your fear, to that pain, a smile of care, smile of joy, smile of connection to that pain identity. And rest in that connection, connectedness, hug, smile, in peace. Just continuously rest and breathe deep from that connection. Breathe deep from your heart. So, a minute or two. Okay. Thank you. I hope this meditation was helpful. So I'm happy to answer some questions. So this is a session of Q&A.
Thank you so much for that talk and that practice, Rinpoche. That was lovely. So I see some questions have come in already. We'll take a quick look. We have a question from an anonymous attendee who says, "That was powerful what you said about our feelings being okay because it means that we're alive. Thank you for that. I do feel shame that because of my feelings, I am not being more productive. Any thoughts?"
So generally in our life, anytime we always can find a reason to feel bad, reason to feel not productive, not good enough, not self-worthy. I think in some sense, I don't think it has something to do with productivity very much, but it has something to do with not valuing yourself enough. So this question about, again, disconnected to ourselves, and therefore we don't see the worthiness of ourselves. Therefore, we don't see enough worthiness of what we do. So I think you will feel more productive or more goodness that if you feel more deeper connection to yourself. Yeah. Okay, next question. Yeah.
There's two very similar questions about sleep, so I'll read them both. An anonymous attendee says, I'm sad, scared, anxious, and afraid in my world right now. Sleep has been a problem which affects everything else. Any suggestions for better sleep in these times? And then very similar question from Julie, saying that her biggest fear is of not sleeping, and she's spending a lot of her nights worrying and lying there awake. Is there any wisdom you can pass on?
Yeah, I think I've heard okay, so maybe I'll try to answer you. The sound is not breaking. Eliza, your sound is a little breaking. So again, the question, I think all the feelings that we are feeling, not feeling anxiety, not feeling settled, and in a way, in Buddhism we say, you know, one can ask hundreds and thousands of questions. The answer is only one answer. You know, his answer is always a question about really like more addressed of oneself. Even though when you're not connected to yourself, it comes out so many different ways. But what comes out is not exactly the point. Point is, there's a deeper sense of disconnection. So I'm coming back to the same place. So for example, you know, any given moment in our life, whatever you're worried about, whatever pain that you feel, that somehow is resulting because you're not connected to yourself, you're not connected to your body, you're not connected to your breath, you're not connected to your heart, you're not connected to this present moment. If we are able to rest our body, this is every time when we do meditation, that's, I think the main kind of answer is we don't rest enough. Our body is not rest enough, our speech is not rest enough, our mind is not rest enough, we don't sleep enough, we don't stay in silence enough. So when we rest, there is a chance to connect more with ourselves. When we connect with ourselves, there is a chance to be free from all these feelings, including not feeling productive. You know, I mean, it's if you're enjoying the day, happy, then why you have to think about my day was not productive today? You know, I did not do and accomplish much. Only I was just happy. But the happiness is why you're doing. Even you are productive. Your hope is when you're productive, you're going to be happy. But you're already happy without being productive. You should be happy about it, right? But we don't feel I'm not worthy to enjoy my day. I need to be productive. So there's always kind of being punishing on self. And they're all, I think, some sense of lack of connection to oneself.
Next question. Great, thank you. And I hope my audio is better now. So two related questions again. Asking what if someone's mother was not very warm or kind or present? What should they do in the part of the meditation that's about the mother? Should they visualize someone else?
Yeah. So when we say the mother, I think we don't necessarily always have to think about your own mother. You know, we can think about a universal mother. We can think about like a mother in terms of the divine. And here, in a particular sense, when we think about, you can also, of course, you can think about someone else's mother. You know, you can say, go in a Google, you can say a beautiful, loving mother. You can see a lot of images, beautiful, loving mother. Pick any of them, right, as an image. So the point here is not to hold on to the mother that you have a challenging relationship, because in some sense, you are engaging with that mother more time, more energy, more thinking, more feeling, more trying to resolve issues with that mother than any other mother or the mother of the universe, you know? So you, in terms of the energetically, you're more connected to that. So, and also I think more you are connected to that inner sacred space, the inner mother, inner boundless mother I was talking about, the more you're connected to that, the more you will feel nourishment, you will feel love, you will feel protection, you will feel caring, guided, you will feel all those things, what you feel you have missed from your actual mother in this life. So universe mother is there, you're receiving so much from that, what you feel you miss from that mother, and maybe you feel strong enough, loving enough, caring enough, clear enough, you will be able to give exactly all those things what your mother did not give you, you are able to give back to the mother. And there is a very good reason to do that, because many cases I believe that no human being are bad. They're suffering. They have lost. They're angry. They're disappointed. Their actions coming out of their disconnectedness and sadness. Their action is not coming about clarity, wisdom, joy, love. No, they're not coming. So their mother probably, if your heart is feeling open enough, you will clearly see that your mother needs all those things, but you need more than you need it. And the moment you recognize, you open your heart yourself, you open to yourself, inner mother more, and receive all those qualities, you will, without any doubt, you will be providing everything to your mother, this life's mother. Because no mother don't want to give love to a child. No mother. They just don't know. They just don't feel enough. Maybe they don't have this sense of love in themselves. Empty. And when they are like that, what they can give, you cannot ask somebody to give something what they don't have. You can realize what they don't have, and then, and if you love someone, then you will see how I can give back. Very often happens in life, in a relationship, you ask something from someone, and then you realize they need more than you do, and then you're willing to give back what you're asking. So I hope, you connecting with inner mother and feeling that enough nourishment, and you will be able to see and give something to your mother.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So Cynthia asks, must we not examine our thoughts and beliefs causing and perpetuating the emotions? If we do that, will we repeat the emotional patterns caused by error thinking?
And what is the question, sorry?
The question is, I think the question is, should we examine the thoughts and the beliefs that are causing these emotions, or will this repeat those patterns?
Yes, absolutely. I think all our thoughts and emotions all our feelings and emotions, they are definitely coming up from our way of our thinking. And the way our reasoning, where our thinking, where our logic, logic. I always tell people that if you have a logic, what makes you feel sad, then use the good logic that what makes you happy. First thing is better to have not much logic. If you cannot help yourself not to have a logic, then have a good logic, right logic. You wake up in the morning, tell the universe what universe is trying to give me rather than what universe is going to take away from me something today. Any situation, I think logic in a way is very important, because our logic is every single suffering that you have right now, confusion you have some logic behind it. But you can have opposite logic to benefit you. It's like a half glass empty and full. You see the full part, makes you happy. See the half part, makes you sad. But the glass doesn't change us, it's the same thing. So in some sense, I think it's good to look at how you're reasoning it, but then it's better to look at who is reasoning it, because somebody cannot reason better. You need to learn not to reason or reason better. A reason that helps you, not destroys you. Okay.
Thank you. So we have a question from a number of people. Cynthia, I believe, Scott, I think, Thomas. So they say, you talk about the self a lot. Could you please define the self?
Self, yeah, sure. So yes, absolutely. It's a very important part that when I say self, I think about two different selves, right? So one, when we're talking about in meditation, when I say, so one is big self, one is a small self. The big self is this universal consciousness. We can say Rigpa, we can say pervasive awareness, which is beyond all conditions, boundaries. And when we say, I say a small self, which is individuality, you know, like me, like for example, the one who is having a reason that it hurts me, the one who is feeling I'm not worthy enough, the one who is feeling I am lost, all those emotions that we just discussed, the one who is feeling that is a self, a small self. And you're identifying with that small self. And you're trying to search that small self. And that small self changes its faces all the time. That small self is the main cause what it producing is suffering. Like if you look at it in our life, how we can overcome our problem. Because you, for example, whatever problem that you have right this very moment, how you can overcome. You just have to have one bigger problem than what you have right now. And then you have no problem. The problem that you have been thinking weeks and months, no problem. I don't know. For example, maybe somebody says, maybe, you know, you might have cancer or something like that. Then you go a test and then you're waiting for the result. And you are going through all this impermanence, meditation of impermanence in your life, right? And then you're not worrying about your plumbing, your window, your stove in the kitchen. It's enough sugar in the home. You're not worrying about anything. And because you have a bigger issue. So then you get a news saying you're free from cancer. Then you're feeling so happy. And then you're feeling so happy for so very short time, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks. But you should, in a way, imagine you should feel happy for a long time. But we are not able to do that. Then something else comes up. So for sure, small self, but this small self, it's somehow equally important than the big self. There's no way to ignore this small self and realize the big self. There's no way. And that is the biggest error that every seeker, journeyer, practitioner does. Ignoring the small self, seeking for a bigger one. Ignoring the darkness, seeking for light. Ignoring pain, seeking for joy. No way. This is what we have been talking. So, and then when we are talking about meditation, we are saying, bring your attention to this moment. Because we need, this small self need to be connected to this body. Bringing the awareness here. So whenever we are able to some degree fully rest, from that restfulness, the experiences and awareness of bigger self spontaneously emerges without any effort. So you don't try, you rest. Okay. Next question.
There's a question from Claire. who's asking what helps you most, Rinpoche, in your own practice to touch spaciousness within confinement?
Yeah, for me, I think a main important part is always the same point. I've been teaching for many years and practicing for many years, and I get so many questions get answered. Then I feel like, in the end of the day, I feel like there's nothing more to say. I'm in many books, and there's nothing more to write. There's nothing more to teach, and I think it seems like everything is so simple, so simple. And the simple is always any given moment able to reflecting in yourself. What I'm feeling right now, who is feeling it? This simple, single question, and any given moment when I'm able to ask that, that's the greatest help for my meditation. Because every single moment, any challenge that I will name it, either difficult, medium, less challenging, they are all connected with some sense of me. Whenever I'm able to acknowledge that me, no matter how difficult it is, some are a little bit harder, but some are a little bit less harder, but I'm always able to figure it out that to clear it, because I can see who is feeling it and not get caught up with that. Having a little more, we say like this, either you delete that, you really kind of delete that small self with the dance, with the music, with the power, with the joy, with the smile, with the hugging, delete it. Or you have to scream, shout. That doesn't work. So, but you're always trying to engage with that. And I find it most helpful when I see who is feeling it, experiencing it, struggling it, if I don't fully realize it, at least even able to go closer to it, I feel much more healing. Okay.
Great. We have time for one last question. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to get to everybody's, but I just encourage everyone to take a look at Rinpoche's online series, and the recording, including the Q&A, will be available. So the last question is from an anonymous attendee who says, I'm very aware that I have a lot of resistance to what is going on right now. Like, I don't want this reality to be happening, both globally and personally. It's not helpful, I know. I can see and deeply feel the resistance, and I'm trying to meet it with acceptance, but I don't know what else I could be doing with it.
I think same thing, like every emotion, every challenge, every political, social issues that we are facing, they're all difficult experiences. But they are difficult for some people. They're really difficult. Some people, they are medium difficult. Some people, they are not difficult. Some people look at that as an incredible opportunity to change something in the society. And they bring full of their energy, awareness, clarity, and power to make some changes. And others get totally destroyed by those circumstances. So we know all those things. So what I would say is I always try to feel the same thing. When I feel something like that, very hopeless, I'm trying to ask the right question. I'm saying, what is this trying to teach us? What is this situation trying to guide us? So if we are a good learner, it's teaching us something. If we are looking for direction, it's showing us a direction. If we are looking for strength, it's giving us a strength, opportunity to connect with your own inner power. So what is happening is a teacher, a guide, a source of clarity, direction. And when we're not able to feel that, then we have to recognize, really have to go back again. Who is this person who's feeling being destroyed by this situation? That who needs care, compassion, acknowledgement, connection, healing. That is the place to address, because many times I think even social, activists, in many situations in activists, they're beautiful, incredible, wonderful, strong, clear activists, but they're also a screamer, louder, and destroyer, as in the name of activists also. And sometimes they're not necessarily bringing anything better into the situation. Sometimes it's possible it can make it worse, because in order to bring something out there, you have to find something in here. The same question about the mother and the daughter, this person. Mother would never try to be mean or trying to make this child suffer. Intention, there's no there. In the name of love, mother is doing something that's hurting the child. In the name of protection, mother is doing that. But she's lost. So for her, it's better not to do things. For her, it's better to be aware of her own pain. So I think the same situation, all the society in general in our life, we all come to this place where we have to recognize that acknowledgement that something what's happening in here needed to be acknowledged first in order to be acted out something. But not saying should not act out, but saying act out from right place, with right energy, with right clarity. Then there's a positive impact out there. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche, for sharing this opportunity with us and taking the time to be with us today. And thank you everyone for taking time out of busy days to come join this meditation. Our next online practice will be coming up on Thursday, November 19th, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, with the Zen and Insight teacher, Pamela Weiss. So you can keep checking tricycle.org/live for the upcoming dates and to view the recordings. So thank you so much, everyone, and may you all be healthy and safe.
Thank you.